concerning our preparation, I have to let you know that, first of all, we are aware that debate has to do with convincing. And as a result of that, my team have been able to prepare adequate enough to go in fully to this competition with the expectations of coming out victorious. I have a team that has have a profile over time of making the state and the nation proud. In this debate, we believe that we are not just going to host, we are also going to come out victorious.
Hi everyone.
Hi.
We are Team BENUE Public, the host of the 2024 Nationwide Inter-Schools e-Debate Competition. Welcome to BENUE State,
Food basket of the nation.
So our expectations for this debate is that we'll come nothing but first because we are known for that.
Victor from OYO State. I'm the coach for OYO State. This is my best legacy international secondary school away in the city of OYO. I'm here with my speakers from OYO State to represent OYO State, the pace-setting state. We're here for this nationwide e-debate, which is actually happening here live in the city of Makurdi in BENUE State. Actually, debating is part of us in OYO State. 2 years ago, we won the Southwest presidential debate, that's in 2022. And also the same year, we won the North debate at Lagos Ikeja Airport Hotel national debate in 2022. And so we are here in Makurdi to do the same thing. And we're here to lug it out with other states. And we believe we're going to floor every other state because we are the pace-setting state.
Good day, honorable members of this gathering. My name is Amatoya Mano, the chief speaker from OYO State. Here I have my first supporting speaker.
Daniela.
And I have my second supporting speaker. As usual, we are here to win because we have been second to none. We have never been defeated. So please, watching us, give us your support, and I promise it's gonna be a blissful experience. And as usual, OYO State, we remain the pace setter.
And if you're just joining us, you are on Niger Education TV, and this is the first nationwide e-debate. Moving forward to the main event, looking at the smart intellectuals, it reminds me of myself when I was in school. Not that I joined any debate or anything, but it's such a good opportunity for these young ones to seize the opportunity to be able to build good communication skill, good public speaking skill, and also the resilience and the capacity that comes with debating. And on this note, I want to wish all debaters and coaches their best, and may the best winner be the best. I would welcome now the moderator to come up, take the stage. Please make welcome young and talented Miss Chidima Mwabada, Annabelle.
Those who cannot understand how to put their thoughts on ice should not enter into the heat of debate. With this, I say, good afternoon, the judges, the Honorable House, and our wonderful viewers. Welcome to Nationwide Schools Debate Competition. My name is Mwambada Chidima, the moderator of today's debates. And the motion before us states that social media has done more harm than good to the society. But before we proceed, I will do the introduction of speakers. On my right-hand side is the side proposition. And we have the lead speaker as Sonia Aduba, the first supporting speaker as Favor Ogenyi, and the second supporting speaker as Favor Sanogu from Team BENUE State. And on my left-hand side is the side opposition. And we have the lead speaker as Omotayo Emmanuel, the first supporting speaker as Badegasin Daniela, And the second supporting speaker is Oladopo Olamiposi. Now, it's my honor to introduce the judges. At the panel, we have Mrs. Amaka Anekwe, Mrs. Kate Uwangwe, and Mr. Adekola Ben. Thank you. Now, I welcome the lead speaker from the side preposition to open the case of their side.
I'll also clarify the key terms and lay the foundation for today's argument in this match. My first supporting speaker in the same spirit will betray our stand on this motion by speaking on points such as erosion of privacy or real-world relationships and activities. While my second supporting speaker will rebut argument made from side opposition and if time permit proceed with some points. But panel, before I proceed my argument, permit me to give a key clarification on the motion at hand. This motion is not about listing all the advantages or disadvantages of social media because they are numerous. Rather, it's about effective comparison on how the negative impact of social media overrides the positive impact when assessed comprehensively. All thanks to social media that has fostered global connectivity. All thanks to this same social media that has eroded real-world relationships and activities. All thanks goes to social media that has promoted mental health awareness. All thanks goes to this same social media that has caused mental health issues for people. Social media has become an important part of our daily lives, with platforms such as Facebook, WhatsApp, TikTok, among others, connecting billions of people worldwide. However, beneath this connection lies a wide array of family for social media has brought to our society when assessed comprehensively. Panel of judges and my audience, to purchase a stand on this motion, we have 3 levels of analysis. My level of analysis 1 will prove to you how the presence of social media in our society has led to mental health issues for people. One of the most pressing issues caused by social media is its detrimental effect on our mental health. Numerous studies have linked social media usage to increased rates in anxiety, depression, and even loneliness, especially among young people. The constant comparison of the curated and idealized life of others fosters feelings of inadequacy, low self-esteem, and often dissatisfaction with one's own life. This comparison trap has led to a distorted sense of reality, where likes, shares, and followers are measures of self-worth. Furthermore, the addictive nature of this social media has been shown to exacerbate these mental issues. People spend hours scrolling through their feed and often neglecting real-world relationships and activities. The addiction to instant gratification through notification and likes keeps individuals trapped in an endless loop of seeking validation from others, which often worsens feelings of isolation and depression. My second level of analysis will prove to you how social media has fostered spread of misinformation and fake news. Social media has now become a breeding ground for the spread of misinformation and fake news. Unlike traditional media, which are subject to fact-checking and editorial oversight, social media platforms allow anyone post information, regardless of its accuracy. This has led to a rapid spread of false information on a variety of topics, ranging from health in the likes of COVID-19 conspiracies to politics in the likes of election interferences. Fake news spreads faster than the truth on social media, which often creates confusion and division. This undermines public trust in institutions, sows discord within communities, and often incite violence. For instance, social media fraud misinformation has played a significant role in radicalizing individuals, which often leads to mob violence or hate crimes. My third level of analysis will prove to you how the presence of social media has amplified the issue of cyberbullying and harassment. Social media has indeed amplified the issue of cyberbullying and harassment, where individuals, particularly teenagers, are subjected to relentless online threats, harassment, and abuses. This is bad because it has caused a lot of psychological effects because it is immense of the presence of social media in our society. The anonymity that social media platform provides users often embodies them to say hurtful or threatening things they wouldn't dare to say in person. This results in tragic consequences as the victims of such cyberbullying undergo or pass through emotional trauma and distress, and in some severe cases, even resorting to suicide. The psychological toll of this is immense, and social media companies have been criticized for not being able to curb this harmful behavior. Panel of judges and my audience, my team has been able to speak on points such as mental health issues, as the presence of social media in our today's society has produced a detrimental effect on our mental health, which is not good to the society at large. We are also able to speak on spread of misinformation and fake news, as social media has now become the foundation for spread of misinformation and fake news. We are also able to talk on cyberbullying and harassment, as social media has amplified the issue of cyberbullying, where particularly teenagers go through relentless online threats, abuses, which is not good for their mental health. Panel of judges and my audience, audience. Other topics such as job displacement, economic inequality, online scams, as the users of this generation has used social media platforms to scam people or fraud people, which is not helpful to our society. Decreased productivity, as people are now reliant on technological gadgets and they depend on technology for other things. Decreased attention span, misinformation, sleep deprivation, negative impact on relationship, among others. Panel of judges and my audience, these and many more show that social media has a lot of harmful effects to our society and should be seen as a harm and not good to our society. Your question?
Misinformation. Can you give us a vivid example, a clear example of where social media has misinformed us in our society?
For example, during the just ended Kogi state election, social media was there printing its own scores. But when the real score came out, it said the opposite of social media. This is a vivid example of the negative impact social media has brought to our society. Panel of judges and my audience. Other points such as the effect on erosion of privacy, as users share vast amounts of personal information on these platforms without fully understanding the potential consequences. Social media companies collect and exploit this data for profit without proper consent or transparency. This is harmful because it leads to erosion of privacy, where the users of this information their privacy are being eroded, which is not good for our society at large. Panel of judges and my audience, my team has been able to speak on such points without much challenges from our opponents. This is to say that they have given in to our key submission. Thank you all for giving it in proposition.
Wow. Kudos to you, the lead speaker from the side preposition. Now, I invite the lead speaker from the side opposition to open the case of their side.
Good afternoon, honorable members of this gathering. My name is Omota Yamano, proudly representing New York State as the lead speaker for team opposition. Today we'll stand here to speak against the motion, social media has done more harm than good to society. Now as team opposition, we'll be navigating through two sub-arguments. We'll be telling you the benefit of social media to individuals and the benefit of social media to society. As the lead speaker for team opposition, I'll be telling you the benefit of social media to individual. My first supporting speaker will be telling you the benefit of individual to society. And my second supporting speaker will be here to close the case of our argument. The chief speaker for team proposition said something. She talked about misinformation. Then I asked her a question to give us a vivid example of misinformation. You only told us social media posted this and the reality is this. You did not mention the real reality. We want to see what social media said and what the people said. And also you mentioned social media causing some mental health issue. I want to tell you, this mental health issue you are mentioned were present in the pre-digital world even before the existence of social media. I won't bother myself to explain what social media means because the chief speaker for team proposition has done justice to that. Now to my first major sub-argument. The benefit of social media to society. Marketing opportunities. Social media has fundamentally revolutionized how businesses view marketing today. In time past, only large corporations had the access to widespread advertisement. But today, social media has leveled the playing field, giving access to small businesses and individual entrepreneurs to also have access to audiences around the world. Let's take for example my mom. She sells imported tops, but the money, the gain she gets from social media, it's 10 times what she gets physically. The customer that patronizes her on social media is 10 times the customer that she sees physically. Social media has turned the world into a place where distances is no longer a barrier. Social media has made sure that Nigeria's socio-economic mass is projected to grow by 50% in the next few years. Social media bridges distances, it empowers community, and it turns dreams into enterprises. Furthermore, we have global connectivity. Social media has been able to break geographical and cultural barriers. In Nigeria, social media was essential in amplifying the EarnSARS movement that was showing the plight of Nigerian youth to police brutality. This hashtag was posted on social media and gained millions of views in just less than 48 hours. Social media isn't just a tool, it is a bridge that allows the smallest voice to be heard alongside the loudest. Finally, I have skill development and knowledge sharing. Rita was my sister's best friend. She loved to sing, but unfortunately she had a very bad voice. Then my sister advised her to start taking the lessons of Cherry Potter on TikTok and YouTube. She started it, and in a few months, we saw a drastic improvement in her voice. She did a demo, she posted it on her YouTube and her TikTok platform and gained millions of views. And today, she's an established professional
On that
singer.
point, sir. Our social media companies are exploiting psychological vulnerabilities to keep users engaged.
Come again.
Advise the House. I said, our social media companies are exploiting psychological vulnerabilities to keep users engaged. Address the House.
Okay, that will be addressed by my second supporting speaker. In conclusion, social media is a tool. And like any other tool, its impact depends on how we utilize it. It is true, social media has some drawbacks, from cybercrime to bullying to hacking and other things, but the benefit far outweighs the drawback. Then would we, because of this drawback, turn our back on a platform that has empowered millions, that has bridged distances and given voice to those who were once voiceless? Social media is a two-edged sword. Social media is a two-edged sword, and its benefit far outweighs its drawbacks. Let us harness the power of social media to be the future for us and that of our generation to come.
Sir.
No social media means no future for us all. And with this, I say, social media has done and will continue to do more good than harm to society. Proud to oppose. Thank you.
Bravo to the lead speaker from the side opposition. Now, I call upon the first supporting speaker from the side proposition to further the case of their arguments.
Standing before you is Ogin Enefevo, the chief supporting speaker from Team BENUE, here to propose the motion. This House believes that social media has done more harm than good to the society. But panel, before I proceed my argument, I'd love to correct some wrong impression put up by Team Opposition. As Team Opposition claimed that social media, in the aspect of communication, has made communication faster, easier, and more effective. I and my team agree with this partly, but it is laughable that they do not also understand that this same social media has led to the erosion of privacies and also led to the erosion of real-life relationship among family members, friends, loved ones, and relatives. Can you, my friends, in argument, deny the fact that this so-called social media hasn't led to mental health challenges? As research have shown that excessive screen time, cyberbullying, and the idle versions of social media on the internet has increased the rate of anxiety, depression, and the feeling of inadequacy among youth of this generation. And that social media has also led to privacy concerns, as people's personal information are being harvested. My friends, in argument, I mean harvested by this so-called social media. Social media has also led to misinformation, as people can be misled using this so-called social media. Without wasting much time, the impact of social media tied to technology is a multifaceted and nuisance phenomenon. While it has undeniably brought about positive transformations in education, communication, and work, its potential harm cannot be ignored, as it has brought about mental health challenges, privacy concerns, misinformation, and also environment. The consequences of social media are varied and complex. As we look through this debate, it is important to navigate through the challenges posed by social media and work towards a future where its harm are lessened and reduced, and its goods are maximized for the betterment of a society and those to come.
OI, please.
Yes, your POI.
Now, you mentioned that there's excessive use of social media causes mental health issues. Is it social media that is excessively using itself?
Sorry, I never said that.
Address the House.
I never said that excessive use of social media leads to high screen time. So please, leads to high screen time.
Mental health issues, not ice cream time. You said excessive use of social media leads to mental health issues. So I'm asking you that, is it social media that is excessively using itself, or is it the people that are excessively using social media?
You get my answer at the cross of my question. Furthermore, I'd love to ask my well-looking friends in argument some questions that need answers as this debate moves on. Can you, my friends in argument, deny the fact that this so-called social media hasn't increased the rate at which fake news and misinformation are being spread on the internet, which has posed a challenge of informed public discourse? In addition, the impact of real-life relationship is being affected by social media. As social media has affected the quality of real-life relationship, though it has provided a way to stay connected with distant family members and friends, it has also been accused of eroding the quality of this same relationship among family members and friends. People are more connected on their phones, rather than focusing on those sitting across them. Research has shown that excessive screen time and also social media can lead to loneliness, anxiety, depression, and a feeling of inadequacy among youth of this generation. Even when you have a large number of online social networks, virtual relationship cannot take the place of emotional depth and trust that comes from real-life human relationship. With this, I say let the motion stand. Thank you.
Wow, that was a wonderful speech from the first supporting speaker from the side proposition. Now, I call upon the first supporting speaker from the side opposition to open the case, to further the case of the arguments.
The chief speaker and the first supporting speaker of the team proposition came here to tell us that social media causes misinformation, and we asked them for statistical analysis, which they couldn't provide. That means social media causing misinformation holds no water because they couldn't provide any statistical analysis. Adeni Rajibola was an average student who just relocated to Nigeria with his parents. He was having problems coping with the curricula, so he sought help. He got introduced to the U-Lesson and My School app, and he subscribed to it. In 2023, he wrote his JAMB and had an aggregate score of 325, which was one of the highest JAMB scores in OYO State, just because of social media. Standing before you today is Badegesh Daniela from Team OYO, here to oppose the motion that social media has done more harm than good. To back up my chief speaker's arguments, I will be giving us the advantages of social media on the society at large. Social media has a wide range of numerous advantages which can be maximized to increase productivity, and some of them include: first, social media enhances diversified learning opportunities.
On that point, ma'am, who then should be blamed for the spread of misinformation and fake news on the internet? Address the House.
Okay, so is misinformation not present before the advent of social media? Was misinformation not going on before social media was existing? All the harms that you've mentioned were already existing before social media. Thank you. Continuing my speech, I said social media enhances diversified learning opportunities. Social media provides an engaging and inclusive learning space for both learners and educators. Let's take a look at the COVID-19 pandemic. Though we were at home, we had interactive and fun classes, which even increased performances compared to the physical classes that we used to have. And as Dr. Ala Kores once said, social media has given students a voice, and it's up to educators to listen. End of quote. Also, social media built online communities. Liam Hackett in 1987 was 15 years old. He was constantly bullied, and then on MySpace he wrote, "Hey, I'm being bullied." Overnight, he received messages from hundreds of people who have been bullied, sharing their experiences, giving him encouragement, and that helped him to become an advocate of cyberbullying. What if social media was not existing? Is that how an advocate for bullying would have died? Furthermore, social media facilitates the quick dissemination of information. Panel of judges, if it was like in the time before, how would you feel when you had to send a letter to your parents living in a far place and had to wait for several months before you get a reply, when you can simply send them a text message and get a reply within a few minutes? This is what social media does for us. Social media enhances quick dissemination of information, especially during emergency periods. Moreover, social media keeps us up to date with the events in the society. It updates us on the ills in the society. Now, yesterday we learned that some children that were arrested in Kano during the Kano protest on August 3 were charged to court.
POIMA. Address the House that social media curated and manipulated content didn't contribute in increased rates of depression, anxiety, and loneliness.
Come again with your question.
Address the House that social media's curated and manipulated content didn't contribute to increased rates of depression, anxiety, and loneliness.
Now, social media is just a tool, and it depends on how you use it. You can't tell me that depression and anxiety is caused by social media. Now, conclusively, we all know that social media has some significant drawbacks, as my chief speaker has mentioned. But it's important to note and focus on the advantages of social media, because the advantages of social media far outweighs its drawbacks. As I leave the stage, I leave you with the words of Carl Newport, which says, "It is not the social media platforms that is the problem, but the way we let it control our time and our emotions." Let us harness the power of social media to create a just and equivalent society for all. Proud to oppose. Thank you.
Kudos to you, the first supporting speaker from the side opposition. Now, I invite the second supporting speaker from the side proposition to close their case.
I am Tano Favor, the second supporting speaker of Team BENUE, here to propose the motion this House believes that social media has done more harm than good to the society. As a second supporting speaker, it is my duty to repeat arguments made from Team Opposition and, if time permits, proceed with some points. Team Opposition said that social media has fostered global connectivity. While I agree with them partly, I maintain that social media has eliminated real-world relationships, replacing them with because as these social media platforms promise connectivity, it replaces them with superficial online interactions. This has harmful consequences such as decreased face-to-face interaction, lying on social media, fostering heavy and dissatisfaction with one's own life, narrow perspectives and limited views. My opponent says that social media has promoted mental health awareness. I stand to disagree with this contention because social media has led to excessive screen time, which often disrupts sleep patterns, unrealistic expectations, and it promotes unattainable beauty, fitness, and life standards. A study conducted by the American Psychological Association, APA, said that social media usage has been associated with symptoms of depression and anxiety. Again, Team Opposition also said that social media platforms have helped in education and learning. This is laughable because social media has rather increased distraction and decreased productivity, misinformation and lack of credibility, dependence on technology, superficial learning, equity and access to information. Panel, my team and I have been able to speak on points such as mental health issues, which has caused a harmful effect on our detrimental health. Studies have shown that social media has increased loneliness, anxiety, and depression. Spread of misinformation and fake news. As my first supporting speaker said, that use the just ended Kogi State election to prove that social media has fostered misinformation and fake news. Cyberbullying and harassment, which especially teenagers go through cyberbullying and harassment through social media. Erosion of real-life relationships. We were also able to repeat arguments made from Team Opposition. We were able to repeat arguments made from Team Opposition. With this, we proudly propose that social media has done more harm than good to the society. Thank you for giving it to Team BENUE.
That was amazing. The second supporting speaker from the side proposition. Now, I call upon the second supporting speaker from the side opposition to also close their case.
The team proposition should get the fact right. We never mentioned that social media leads to mental health awareness. This is a spread of misinformation which you guys mentioned as a harm of social media. Good afternoon, honorable members of this house. Before you today is Oyo Kwala, the second supporting speaker for the team proposition representing Oyo State. I'll be closing the case for my team members. The team proposition came here to tell us that social media has led to a decrease in the academic performance of students. But how can we agree with that when social media has empowered magnified voices and has amplified social justice movement? How can we say that when people now have the right to complain through social media? Social media has become the voice for the voiceless and the hope for the hopeless. Social media has become the light at the end of the tunnel for us all in Nigeria.
POI, ma.
Social media. There's no POI for second supporting speaker to get your facts straight. Closing our case, what has we, the team opposition, been able to bring to this table today? My lead speaker has been able to give us the benefit of social media to individuals, which includes global connectivity, marketing opportunities, and skills development. My first supporting speaker has also been able to tell us the things that social media has been able to benefit to society, which includes enhanced diversified learning opportunities. It keeps us up to date and quick information dissemination. The team proposition did not address the question of whether it is social media that uses itself bad, whether it is social media that excessively uses itself or the users. But we, the team proposition, answered the question when they asked us about fake news and misinformation. In conclusion, Angela Wyden is one said, and I quote, "Social media has empowered magnified voices, amplified social justice movement, and connected people worldwide. As I leave this stage, I leave us all to ponder on which side is right." Thank you.
Wow, that was a heated argument. It is said that when two elephants fight, the grass suffers. Now, I will hand it over to the judges. Thank you.
Good evening, viewers. From the judges table, we have 3 judges that judge this debate, and we have split decision. That is, a judge gave it to one team and the 2 judges gave it to another team. That means the team that has the highest vote wins the debate. And from what we have here, the speakers did a very good job. They were able to give us the social media, how well it has done and how bad it has done. We saw that coming from the both teams, and they did very well. They did justice to that. But you know that it is the total of the argument of the 3 speakers that determines who wins. So the 3 speakers in one team may do very well, and maybe 2 in the other team may do better than the other, and that will pull down the marks of the other ones that did very well. So from the judgment sheet here, we have 2 judges gave it to Team BENUE, and that means that BENUE has taken this round. Thank you so much.